Hello everybody and welcome to the Pin Collector channel. I am here tonight with one of my peeps in the park and number one daughter Elizabeth to talk a little bit about D23 memberships and the advantages to having a membership and how maybe you can find those memberships in different locations. So I wanted to start off with talking about D23 just ending. Lots of news coming out. But since this is the Pin Collector channel, I kind of focus on the pins. And even though a lot of different pins came out new for D23, there's another way, at least this year, you can snag some pins as well for D23. So I'm going to turn it over to Elizabeth and let her tell you how they got their D23 membership and what they received just starting that membership.
So we bought our D23 membership probably about 6 months ago, mostly because we wanted the pins that came with the membership, to be honest. So we bought our D23 membership direct from the website, so just d23.com. They have their own website. It's tokened as the official Disney fan club, is what D23 is. And so there's two ways of getting a membership. You can either have a free membership, which doesn't come with the pins necessarily, but it still comes with some of the perks, some of the discounts and things like that you can get. And so like right now, there's a discount on the Disney Plus, the streaming service, that you can get with the D23 membership, and you can get that even with a free membership, which is pretty cool.
So how much is the discount for the...
So right now the discount is if you buy 3 months worth of Disney Plus, which I think there's gonna be plenty of content to cover, not 3 months, 3 years,
3 years, okay.
3 years worth of Disney Plus, and you pay for it up front. I believe it was $150 up front to pay for Disney Plus, and that got you a 3-year subscription, and so that worked out to be a little bit less than $4 a month, which is crazy cheap for that kind of a streaming service.
How much was the streaming service would it normally be?
It's $7 a month or $69 for a year, $69.99. So essentially $70 for a year for Disney Plus.
Okay, so basically you're saving about $3 a month?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, about $3 a month.
For 36 months.
Yes.
So you're saving $36 a year times 3 years. So 36 times 3, $107.
You're almost getting a whole year's worth of the subscription for free.
Wow. So if you buy a D23 membership, you get your membership, the money you save if you're also going to be a Disney Plus member,
right,
basically just paid for your D23 membership.
Right. And there's lots of other really cool discounts that come along with it, and they rotate, so they're never guaranteed. But for example, one of the things I really like is the Disney brand soap and shampoo. Like, I'm that big of a nerd. I use Disney Parks soap and shampoo at home. And they had a deal where you could get the H2O brand soap and shampoo for like 20% off for a couple of months. And so things like that will pop up. So if you have a membership, you can log into the website, and it has a whole list of current discounts available for all sorts of like associated, it's not even necessarily just the Disney store, but like associated vendors and stuff like that will have deals. Sometimes there's also some discounts on like movie tickets to see Disney movies and Broadway shows. So like I have a kid that's really into Broadway, and so sometimes you can get discounts on the Disney Broadway shows as well.
So being a D23 member, what does that do for you if you wanted to go to D23?
So it helps with getting into D23. So if you wanted to go to the convention, it's a little bit cheaper to get in. Sometimes you can get priority access to lines for panels and stuff like that for D23 members. So like for this last D23 that just happened, if you really wanted to do it up, like there was a sorcerer's package that cost a ton of money and sold out really fast, but that got you guaranteed seats in every panel. But D23 members typically have their own line at the big panels. So like the Parks and Experiences panel, the Legend ceremony, that kind of stuff, there'd be a dedicated line for D23 members. So that might help you not have to wait in line for 24 hours or whatever to get into some of those panels if you wanted to go to the convention.
Okay. And of course right now I'm a Disney Movie Club member. So through the movie club, I also signed up for Disney Movie Rewards. which I think you're members
Yep,
of
we
also.
do that too.
So right now anyway, and I don't know how long they'll do that, but for Disney Movie Rewards, you can use your points that you get from collecting Disney movies towards different items and things. And you've seen some of the pins I put on from getting them from Disney Movie Rewards. Well, they have a D23 membership you can actually get through points if you have enough points built up. So I think that's a good deal as well. Now, you talked about the pins that you received. How long did it take you to get those once you signed up?
It really only took as long as it takes to ship, so a couple of weeks. We did the paid membership, the gold level membership, which is $100 a year, and that gets us this year the gift that you got for that subscription was the pins, which we'll show you. But then it also gets you a quarterly Disney publication, a D23 publication. It's a step above a magazine, but it's not really a book. I mean, it's good size. I forgot to bring one with me, but it's good size, full color, lots of articles about what's going on in the parks, movies, that kind of stuff that you get quarterly as well with that membership. And you get a fancy D23 membership card. And so if you have a membership too, like we were just in the parks last summer, and so pretty much everywhere we went in the parks, we would always ask, like, oh, do you do any discounts for D23? Because you never know, those discounts rotate. And so no matter what kind of membership you have with Disney, whether it's a Disney Visa, a D23, Disney Vacation Club, whatever it might be, always ask if there's discounts available, because sometimes there are based on your memberships.
Fantastic. Well, let's take a look at the pins. So first, it's just a really cool looking box.
Yeah, so they come in this tin that talks about, says D23, and then it says celebrating a fantastic 10 years. So it's the 10th anniversary of D23. And the pins are really cool because they kind of cover all of Disney's properties that they have, that they've acquired over the last 10 years. So it comes with, let's see, 8, 9, 10 pins. So that's what it looks like inside. We're collectors, so we haven't ever taken them out of the box. We just display them in the box at home with the rest of our pins. But they're really nice pins. They're gold, sort of a gold backed pin. They're not full color. They're gold and black and white.
I'll put a better picture of that up here for you guys here in
sure.
just a little bit so you can see that a little bit more up close. So what all pins are with it?
So it comes with Up. There's an Up pin, which they're all really good size pins too. So I don't know if you can kind of see that. But they're big. They're big pins compared to a typical Disney pin. Yeah, so you can see the size compared to just a standard pin. They're heavy, good quality pins. So up here in the top corner is the mailbox. You can kind of see the outline, the Carl and Ellie mailbox from Up, which is really cute. It's got the handprints on it. It says Carl and Ellie. I mean, it says Up celebrated 10 years, so that was that one. Next to that is the service elevator symbol from Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, which is pretty cool if you're into that one. And it says it's celebrating 25 years. So everything has its anniversary underneath it. There's a Sebastian from The Little Mermaid, which is celebrating 30 years. And then there's an Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom pin, which is really cool. It's got like a roller coaster kind of on it. So there's a roller coaster at Disneyland Paris that is Indiana Jones. There's also an Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland Park. And then of course the Indiana Jones show at Disney World at Hollywood Studios. And so that was 35 years for Temple of Doom. There's a skeleton dance pin down here that's sort of a Halloween kind of, not really Haunted Mansion. There's a different pin for the Haunted Mansion, but and it's 90 years on that one. And then Kermit the Frog over there with his little banjo for 40 years of the Muppet movie. And then Donald Duck was celebrating 85 years, so he's down there at the bottom. And there's a Marvel Comics, which I thought was really cool since that's a newer acquisition for Disney. And Marvel Comics themselves celebrated 80 years. And let's see, on the front of that we've got, looks like, I'm not sure which superheroes on the front of that. Almost looks like Captain Marvel, but I don't think it
does.
is.
It kind of looks like Captain Marvel to me. Could be the Human Torch.
Could be the Human Torch. But it's definitely an older style Marvel comic. It says 10 cents up in one corner. Then there's the Disneyland television series. There's a little, like an old TV with the Disneyland castle on it that was celebrating 65 years, and then the Haunted Mansion, which had a big anniversary this year, which celebrated 50 years. So there was some really cool pins celebrating that too. But so yeah, 10 pins that all are celebrating anniversaries this year with Disney.
And of course, it is Disneyland's Haunted Mansion because
It
that's
is.
the one who's celebrating 50 years this year.
80 years.
Or
No,
80
50 years.
50
You're
years.
right.
And with the Haunted Mansions, one fun fact about the Haunted Mansions is that neither one of them opened the
With the
day
park.
of the park. Disney World's opened just briefly after the opening of the park, but Disneyland's actually took a while to get completed before they opened up that. So even though we consider them
Classic attractions.
classic attractions or opening attractions, the Haunted Mansion really isn't, but it's also my favorite attraction, which you all know already.
It's
So-
a cool pin for sure. The Disneyland Haunted Mansion pin.
What I like about this is that with the tin, and you can just leave them in the tin with all of the words and everything that they have them labeled with and display them just like that on a shelf.
Yep.
Or I guess if you wanted to get a shadow box, you could display the open tin and the lid above it.
Yep.
Or something like that, and you don't really have to remove them or try to find another way to display them. They've done that for you.
Yeah, it makes a really nice display. So I mean, when we display it, we just kind of set it in the lid, standing up like that. And we actually, when I took it down to bring it over, I discovered we had used the little stepped zoom zooms underneath it to sort of prop it.
To prop it
We
up.
collect those too. My son does, but and so it just kind of props up and it sits on the shelf where our pin boards are and everything else. But it's kind of its own self-contained thing, so it's pretty cool.
And again, with D23 and getting these gifts along with your membership, remember that the gifts change. So they're not always going to have these pins, and this is their 10-year gift. So probably for the next year of D23, they're probably going to change to a different gift form. So if the pins are something you're wanting to snag, I would grab your D23 membership pretty quick here.
For
So
sure.
that you can make sure and get a hold of the 10th anniversary pin set. Otherwise, it'll be gone. And we know how difficult it is to find pins once they've been discontinued or sold out.
We were a little bit bummed. So we were talking about the Disney Plus discount. If you purchase that discount at the convention at D23 in California, then you got a Founder's Circle pin for Disney Plus. But when you just purchase it online, you don't get the pin.
Oh,
But if somebody has a Founder's Circle pin that they want to show or something, like send a picture because we'd love to see it because we don't live in California, so we didn't
Absolutely.
get to go to the convention.
Absolutely. You guys know that we're in the Midwest, which is pretty good distance away from both coasts. So takes some planning for us to get to Disney, but we get to Disney as often as we can. But you know, a lot of these things slip through our fingers because we just don't have that easy access. So if you have something, like she said, if you have a Founder's pin, drop us a picture, leave us a comment down below, make sure that we know that somebody else is out there looking at the same stuff we're looking at. Because my family, at least, we've become pretty big pin collectors. And for being in the middle of the country, have acquired a lot of Disney pins. But there's so many out there, and there's so much that we've not even seen or know that have ever been produced. So we'd love to hear from you.
For sure.
But Elizabeth took time today to come out and show these pins. I don't have this set yet. I'm still working on my D23 membership, and to be real honest, I'm trying to do mine with the points from the Disney movie rewards. If I can't make that happen in about the next 30 days, I'm going to go ahead and purchase my membership so that I can secure these pins, because like I said, I just don't know how long they're going to be out there. Now that D23 is done for the year, they're starting to look towards the next year. They could change that any day. So if you want to make sure and secure them, hop online, get that membership done, and make sure if there's a way to put a little note in there that you're looking forward to getting the 10th anniversary pins, and that may cue them in to, even if they're trying to switch it over, to make sure you get one of the last sets that are out there. Anything else you have today?
I don't think so. It's just remember D23 is another cool way to stay connected with Disney. Like I said, for us, we don't live close to Disney, but we love Disney, so it's a good tool for us to stay fans and to stay connected and to get some cool discounts too. So it can be a pretty easy way to feel like you're still connected even when you're far away.
Fantastic. We'll put up some more videos of peeps in the park with Elizabeth and her family when they get back out to the parks again. And we'll make sure and get her back out here because we want to talk to you about some of the DVC stuff that's going on right now, and especially with some of the new DVC properties that they're starting to develop in Orlando. So fantastic way. Again, I don't think it's your father's timeshare program.
It's not.
It's something completely different and can really work to your advantage if you're a big Disney fan and you do make several park trips.
And we got some pins out of the deal too. So.
And some pins out of the deal. You've seen a few of them that I've put online and talked about them bringing to me as well as far as that goes. So make sure and stay tuned and hit that subscribe button and the bell so you can get notified of videos that are coming up. And by all means, hit the like button and comment. Guys, I hope you have a great night and thank you for joining us on The Pin Collector.